Is Victor Newman finally losing his mind, or is he just losing his grip on power? Seriously, think about what he's demanding from Michael Baldwin on Wednesday. May 20, he isn't just asking for a lawyer's help anymore. He's basically ordering Michael to burn every bridge he has left. Do you really think Victor can keep controlling everyone in Genoa City like they're just pieces on a board? It feels like he's playing a game of chess where he's the only person who actually knows the rules. The funny thing is, he's acting like he's the victim while he's secretly using AI to frame his enemies. Does he really believe that being the great Victor Newman gives him the right to manufacture the truth? It's a level of arrogance that he's honestly starting to look more like desperation. Now let's talk about Michael Baldwin for a second, because that man is in a truly impossible spot. On one side, you have got Victor, who has always been like a father figure and a mentor to him for years. But on the other side, you have got his wife, Lauren, who is practically dragging him by the collar to save Phyllis. And now, here comes Victor with a demand that Michael sabotage Phyllis' big plan to capture Matt Clark. Victor wants to make sure Phyllis doesn't get any leverage. But wait, it gets even worse. Michael already knows that Victor is a total fraud in this case. He knows the emails Victor handed over to the DA were created by an artificial intelligence program. How does a man like Michael even look at himself in the mirror? He's supposed to be this respected attorney, but he's just sitting on a secret that could blow Victor's world apart. Why do you think he's staying silent? Is he actually scared of Victor, or is he just so used to being a servant that he's forgotten how to be a person? It's a total breakdown of his integrity, and honestly, I think it's going to cost him his marriage if Lauren ever finds out he's been protecting the man framing her best friend. While Victor is busy pulling Michael's strings, Phyllis is down in some dark concrete basement thinking she's a master spy. She's got Matt Clark tied to a chair and she's literally screaming at him to drop his amnesiac act. She wants him to admit to everything he did in Vegas so she can use that confession to buy her way out of jail. It's a classic Phyllis move. She thinks if she breaks enough laws, she can eventually fix the one she's accused of. But here is the problem. Phyllis always thinks she's the only predator in the room. She was so busy monologuing at Matt she never noticed Sienna Beale stalking her from the shadows. Sienna isn't just some random person, she's looking at Matt Clark like he's a god and she's a disciple in his cult. And then, out of nowhere, Sienna hits Phyllis over the head with a heavy industrial pipe. Just like that, the mastermind is unconscious on dirty floor. It's almost poetic, isn't it? Phyllis tried to kidnap her way to freedom and ended up getting herself knocked out in her own dungeon. What does this mean for Matt? If he really doesn't remember who he is, he just got rescued by a total fanatic, but if he's been faking that amnesia this whole time, he just gained a very dangerous, very loyal soldier. Either way, Phyllis is in massive trouble now. Then we have to look at the train wreck that is Nick Newman. He's currently a mess. He's back on the pills, he's sweaty, and he's acting totally erratic. He's trying to cut a side deal with Phyllis to get Matt Clark because he thinks it will save the family, but he's so drug-addled that even Christine Blair can see something is wrong with him. It's really sad to watch. Nick wants to be the hero who saves his family from Victor's war, but he's fighting a battle with addiction that he's clearly losing. When Victoria corners him on Wednesday about his recovery, do you think he's actually going to be honest? Or is he just going to lie and pop another pill to numb the shame? Victoria is usually pretty ruthless, so I don't expect her to go easy on him. Victor already thinks Nick's judgment is shot, and to be fair, Victor isn't wrong about that part. That irony is that Victor's own cold-blooded behavior is probably what pushed Nick over the edge in the first place. You have to wonder, at what point does the Newman legacy become too heavy for his children to carry? It's like Victor is saving the company but destroying the very people he's supposed to be saving it for. Let's not forget about the weirdness happening with Billy and Sally. Billy's basically terrified that his past mistakes with Phyllis and Kane are going to land him in a prison cell. He's so desperate to clear his name that he goes to visit Kane on a train to talk about the AI evidence. Sully's pregnant and stressed out, which is the last thing she needs. She's worried Billy is going to be gone when the baby comes because of some corporate war he barely even started. Is Billy ever going to be able to move on, or is he always going to be the guy trying to put out fires he helped light? It feels like everyone in this town is connected by one giant web of lies, and Victor is the spider sitting right in the middle of it all. The funny thing is how Victor is treating Michael like an enemy just because Michael took the case. Victor told him their relationship would be over if he helped Phyllis. That is such a classic mustache move. It doesn't want loyalty. He wants total ownership of your soul, and Michael is just taking it. He's telling Phyllis her case is hopeless. Even though he knows the evidence is fake, if it doesn't start acting like a real lawyer soon, Phyllis is going to realize that her biggest enemy isn't the DA. It's her own attorney. Why do you think Michael is being such a coward? Is he hoping that if he stays quiet, Victor will eventually forgive him? Well, we all know Victor Newman doesn't really do forgiveness, he just does deals. And then there is Patty Williams. She is back and she's a major problem. She's been helping Matt Clark find his way around Genoa City. She even warned him that Phyllis was setting him up. Think about how dangerous that is. You have two of the most unstable people in the show's history, Patty and Matt, bonding over how much everyone hates them. Patty is basically taking Matt under her wing. If Matt gets his memories back while he's hanging out with Patty, he's not just a threat to Phyllis, he's a threat to everyone. He's like a ticking time bomb of violence. Phyllis thought she was the one in control, but she just paved the way for a new boss level villain couple to take over the territory. It's just wild to me how Victor thinks he can use AI to win a court case and everyone will just be okay with it. He literally manufactured evidence. If that ever comes out in court, Victor and Victoria could both be arrested. They are taking a massive risk by building a case on lies. But as we have seen a million times, Victor usually finds a way to land on his feet. He might face a perp walk or a temporary arrest, but he always seems to walk away with the company in his hands. Do you think he will actually get away with it this time? Or has the world changed too much for his old school tricks? Using technology to frame people is a new low. Even for him, it's not just business anymore. It's a total war on reality. So here is what I'm seeing for the future. I think Michael is eventually going to hit a breaking point where he can't lie for Victor anymore. He's going to realize that saving his integrity is more important than keeping Victor happy. But by the time he talks, Phyllis might already be behind bars or worse, and Matt Clark, isn't going anywhere. Now that Sienna has rescued him, he's going to go from a lone wolf to the head of a criminal network. He has loyal followers now who are willing to catch murder charges for him. That basement was supposed to be his prison, but it ended up being the place where he found his new army. The fallout from Wednesday is going to be massive. We have Nick spiraling on drugs, Victoria ready for a family intervention, and Phyllis unconscious in a basement while a psycho walks free. It's a mess, but honestly, it's exactly the kind of mess Victor Newman loves because he thinks he can fix it all with a checkbook or a threat. But you can't threaten an addiction away, and you can't pay off a fanatic like Sienna. The Newmans are in way over their heads this time, and for once the AI might not be able to save them. What do you think is going to happen next? Do you think Michael Baldwin is a victim of Victor's mind games, or is he just a willing accomplice who has finally run out of excuses? And let's talk about Phyllis. If you were in her shoes, would you have taken the risk of kidnapping Matt, or has she officially become the villain of her own story? I want to hear your theories in the comments, so don't be shy. If you are loving these deep dives into the chaos of Genoa City, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Give this video a like if you are ready to see Victor Newman finally pay for his digital crimes. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one for more unfiltered 1 hour spoilers.